this is Cass with Pressley Canine Training, and today we're here with CONSUMMATE Canine Training for our weekly Q&A. Today we're going to talk about shelter dogs and how to pick them. We have Dave and Lisa here.
Hi.
Howdy folks. Dave here, Lisa there.
Now with this choice of topic, I used to work at a shelter for about three years, and I used to evaluate a ton of dogs, looking at them for everything, from puppies to seniors. Now when I look for a dog for someone else, I'll ask them many questions, and these are the questions you have to ask yourself. Go into the shelter with a game plan, and you need to ask yourself, what is my activity level? What type of dog am I interested in? Do I want a small dog? Do I want a big dog? Do I have any breeds that I like? Do I have any breeds that I'm not interested in? Age-wise, what are you looking for? And understand that with age comes energy. And if you do have a certain breed that you are interested in, because they look cute, a lot of people go on looks, research the breed before you go in and see if that fits into your lifestyle. And when you do go in, stick to your game plan. Now when you go into the shelter, see all these cute dogs, I will just step back, look at everybody, observe their behavior. I'm not going to go for the cutest dog, which a lot of people do. I'm going to stick to my game plan. I'm going to go and look at all the dogs, assess their behavior. If they're doing circles, chasing their tail, I'm not interested in that. If they're scaling the walls, not too interested. But also remember that they are in the shelter. I take that energy into account. So if I find that I'll walk up to a dog that I think might be a possibility, seems like he's fitting in to my game plan, then I'll put my hand flat up to the cage. If I see that their tail comes up rather than spine level tail wag, I'll probably move on. If I see that their hackles come up, I'll probably move on.
If you see if their tail is tucked between their legs and they start to pee,
you want to move on. Stay away from fear. I want a friendly dog that's outgoing, and you want that too, trust me. If a dog is in the back of the kennel and you say, "Hi buddy, what's up?" And they don't have any interest in coming up to you, I move on.
And especially if they growl at you when they're in the back of the kennel, it's not a good indication of a good family pet right off the bat.
Right. And these are all the things before you take a dog out that you want to do. And walk through all of the kennels. Write down names, information of the dogs that you are interested in that you can come back to later. Don't set on one dog, the first dog that you see. Understand that there are multiple dogs out there, multiple shelters out there. It's not that you have to stay at that one shelter. And also, I've noticed a lot of shelters do not evaluate their dogs, which I don't know how to get into that.
It's a disservice to the public, the community, the dogs, and there's a number of reasons. Sometimes it's a lack of experience. I can tell you a number of first-hand instances where dogs, for instance, in certain areas or parts of the country, your volunteers and your staff may not report dog bites. I'm not saying anything bad about shelters, it's just the human factor, because they may bond with a particular dog and it may have nipped somebody or maybe possibly a few people in the past, but they don't report that because they don't want to see the dog quarantined for the 10 days and then possibly euthanized. So there's a lot of human emotions that get played into here, but I think if you take your time, like Lisa says, and know what you're looking for, and just know some of the things that you want to test the dog for. I'll give you a couple just a quick story on a dog recently that was, we found out, well, it was caught in a coyote snare, I guess, and it was brought in. It was rescued after 3 days, and they did find out the owner, The owner refused to take the dog back. We did some research on the animal. The dog was absolutely terrified of people. This previous owner that won't take the dog back, this is the dog's fourth home. The two of the homes earlier, we were able to find out that the dog practically destroyed their home, caused tens of thousands of dollars of damage. Now also, after looking at the dog, it got vet care. It was almost cut in half by the snare. It also had an embedded collar. We could tell by the scars on its neck. Absolutely terrified by people. They had kept it in a concrete pen also, and it wore his nails down to the quick, and his nails at one time they weren't at this time we saw him. His nails were bleeding. He had one broken canine and another one that was cracked, so we need some root canal or we need to have some extractions on those teeth. The dog doesn't like children at all. Will actually bite a child if he's pressed, or he doesn't have a way to run away. So this dog now is, everybody got together and got on this bandwagon to save this dog because he's been through so much. But part of the problem is that the dog is not temperamentally sound to begin with. It's not the dog's fault, but you know, why would you bring a dog like that into your home that's going to really, again, cause the destruction? His life is a living hell because he's living in a state of anxiety that he can't stand to be alone, and he'll do anything to get out. And sometimes we've broken out through a window just to get on the outside. They found him laying outside the house when they came home. The window was broken out. I mean, that's amazing this dog lived. But you know, you got to think about these things, and if you know, nothing against the no-kill shelters, but honestly, there's some dogs that need to be euthanized, and it's just a fact, and it's a more humane thing to do, and it'll bring people, it won't put people through the hell they're going through when they bond with the dog and find out, you know, all the problems that this animal has, and the dog's really not safe, and the dog is extremely destructive. Plus, you know, bottom line, the dog is not having a good time in this world, and certain times these things can't be switched around.
But we want you to pick a dog that you're going to enjoy, that you can have 10 years with, and do things with, go out with it. Not a dog that you've got to stay at home and recreate your whole lifestyle around this dog. And I know a lot of people that do that. The dog should change his lifestyle, so to speak, around you, unless it just doesn't match, and then you're not sticking with your game plan.
Yeah.
You know, get a dog that's activity level is like yours.
Also,
if you're an active person, you're not going to want to go with a sloth of a dog or an older dog. You want to go with something that's ready to get out there too. What were you gonna say?
If you're a couch potato, you know, get a dog that's kind of laid back, kind of chill.
Down.
A lot of it depends on your lifestyle. Do you have kids? This dog needs to be thoroughly evaluated with children. I mean, there's too many dog bites in this country. I mean, I don't know, in the hundreds of thousands a year or more. I haven't researched it lately, but it's unnecessary. It doesn't have to happen if you select the right dog for you and your family. The other thing is, I don't know if Lisa mentioned on puppies versus older dogs. If you get a puppy, you're going to go through the housebreaking and the crate training and all your socialization and stuff, and if that's fine. But if you do, there's a lot of older dogs. You still may have to go through that as well with the older dogs. You know, a lot of times they're used to eliminating in the kennel if they don't get out in time. The other thing is the mashers, the poo mashers. That's a red flag for me. If there's a dog in a kennel and then he's got the poo mashed into the floor and all over the walls, and it's just a no-go. I'm not going to deal with a dog like that that's not clean. Some dogs learn what we call a dirty dog. They've lost their desire to keep their living environment clean. The other thing is chewing the chain link fence, chewing on the fence. Always check their teeth, especially the back of the canines. If they're all rough and broken or cracked, but generally you see wear and rough behind the canines. There's a dog who's been chewing on chain link for some time and will escape eventually. He'll get out and he may kill himself trying to get out. I mean, so you got to think, are these things you want to deal with? If you do, fine, deal with it and try and straighten them out, and we're always here to help. But we want you to get the best dog you can find.
Now let me get into, and this is just what I do. I hate to boast, but I think I'm very good
Oh, she's good.
I
at
agree.
picking out dogs.
I think we're at 100% with Lisa.
Yeah.
We're talking hundreds and hundreds of dogs.
Okay, down.
I don't think one has ever been returned to the shelter that Lisa picked out for a family or for a particular person or a particular job.
So you're going down the kennels. You find the couple of dogs that you like, and if you don't find any, keep moving. Go to a different shelter. Do not settle for a dog. Just don't settle. You're gonna find the perfect dog for you. But once you find the dog that you like, it's got that body language wise, again, you want the spine level, wide tail wag. The butt is just moving to you. He's so happy. And if it's looking at you, interested in coming to you. So you write those dogs down. You go up to the desk or wherever, whatever the protocol is, say you want to look at this dog. Then you're going to take the dog out and look at it further outside of the kennel. You're going to take it in a play yard. Now, first thing on the play yard, keep the leash on the dog. I'll usually bring in, if they don't have it, I'll bring in toys, treats, anything that will turn, I want to see what turns the dog on right there. And I'll usually drop the leash, see if it has to go to the bathroom, see what it wants to do. If it comes over to you, that's great. That's what you want to see. They'll typically sniff around. That's normal. There's a lot of smells in there. But after a while, you want to see it come over to you. Call it. See if it's still friendly. If you've got children, I'd keep them out at this point and start assessing it. I'll bring my toy out. See if it likes to play. If it doesn't, okay, noted. I like a dog that plays with toys. I'm personally will never choose a dog that is not interested in toys. It's a lot of fun to play train with a dog, and if you want to get some energy out, it's just a great motivator, more so than food. Food drive is great too, though. And when you're using these two things, testing them out, you want to have the dog sit and look at you. You want to see how long that dog can hold focus. If the dog does not focus on me, does not stare me directly in the eyes, I'm not that interested.
Maybe for 5 seconds, 5-10 seconds.
Yeah.
Longer the better, though. Just remember that. But if you can't get eye contact and focus, look around.
For a food or a treat, if he's not that focused when you bring the toy up, but he's super focused for a treat when you bring the toy up, then I can work with that. And then next I will
retrieving the hand. If you toss something, the dog retrieves the hand.
Yeah.
A-okay.
And
that's 10 points.
And note all of these things. If you have I'll usually just keep a mental note.
Touch sensitivity.
Take a notebook with you. Yeah, and then the next thing that I'll do is and the thing is, you shouldn't really have to do this. The shelter should be doing this. So be careful if you go to do these things. But if you've got children, I'll have the dog spin it around. Make sure that you've got the head, and I'll do a little pinch under here. If the dog turns around,
if the dog goes like this,
turns around
and
to
nips at you or growls,
I'll keep moving.
No kids at all. Absolutely not.
That's a test to see if the dog's going to be defensive. If a child's going to pull on the tail, pull on the skin, accidentally step on the dog's foot, that dog is more likely to come back at you, which I don't want any of that. In this guy, you don't get any of that. He's going to be great with children.
There's no defensiveness.
And
Another
next
10
thing,
points.
next thing I'm going to see, I'm going to look in their mouth. I'm going to make sure that they're good being handled. Feet, ears, all that good stuff. Make sure that they're healthy. And then the next thing that I'll do is I will try with every dog to put it on its back. Well, first I would
folks too, be careful. I mean, use common sense. We're not telling you you need to do this. This should have been done already.
Right.
But if you're not real experienced and it's a dog you don't know for more than 2 minutes, don't try it. Get some help or but it's nice to see.
You can instruct the people if they work at the shelter, say,
Yeah,
okay, I
roll
want
'em
you to
over.
do this.
Yeah,
But the
roll 'em
next
over.
one that I'll do is take my hand right over their shoulders, and I'm gonna see what they do. I'm gonna put some pressure on them. Some dogs, if they're really, really submissive, they're just gonna roll on their back. I like that for a certain person. The more hardy dogs, the stronger headed dogs, you're gonna actually have to like put them on their back. I like to put the dog on their back, but of course, if you don't feel comfortable doing it, ask the staff to be doing it. They should be doing it already. And just note what they do. If they struggle, fight, and try to mouth you big time, or really put up a challenge, and if you've got children, note again your lifestyle. And if they start challenging a little bit, then move on.
Yeah, unless you want a real strong dog, a dog that'll challenge, maybe test you a little bit. Some people like that. A lot of times those make really good dogs, but you need to work with them a little. You need to understand that you need you need a certain amount of leadership to deal with a more dominant or assertive dog, but they do make good dogs as well. How about one thing? Can I add? You know, you need to know that the dog's good with other dogs, and it's not going to go and haul off and just attack the neighbor's dog or, you know, something like that. So a thorough assessment with other dogs is necessary. In my opinion, if you have a dog that's in there for killing dogs, you know it's killed a couple dogs or something like that, or it's extremely got a high fight drive and doesn't like other dogs getting near it. I mean, that's not a dog to be out in the general public. I mean, it's a disservice to place dogs like that. Again, if it was me, I'd euthanize those dogs right off the bat because they don't belong in family settings and they're dangerous. It happens, you know, every day it happens.
Your average person is not going to fix that behavior, and so then it's most likely just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. Your average public can't deal with that. So why put it into the community? And that's just our thoughts on it.
There's so many good dogs out there. There's more good dogs out there than there's people that are willing to own them, and you know the shelter just shows that. So really choose a nice one. I mean, we want you to have the next 10 years or whatever with the companion dog.
And problem
to be a
free.
good experience. Yeah, good experience without the problems. And some of them we can't really eliminate, especially when it comes to temperament. You know, temperament is a hardwiring up in here. You know, if it's poor temperament, you know, I don't believe that dog should be out and about anywhere. You know, it's just not right.
Yeah, and oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this guy came from a shelter last week. Lisa picked him out, and she did this full assessment on this guy, and he's a great dog. So there are great dogs in the shelter.
I liked him so much, I decided to take him home. I told Cassie not to let me go home with the dog, but she didn't.
Yeah, this is another one of Lisa's picks, and of course it will be up for adoption. We were thinking of doing some antler rack hunting with him. He seems to show interest in that, but I don't know if of course he's up for adoption, so we may not put a lot of work into that, but he's doing real well.
But the other thing that I'll do after I'm done with all that hands-on assessment is I like to just step back and take as much time as I really feel the need and watch the dog. And I'll just have people just, you know, be quiet, don't do anything. I just want to see what the dog does. And one of the reasons why I was like, okay, he's coming home is because he decided to take a stick and start playing with it.
Oh, yeah.
And that is one of my favorite things a dog can do, is just take it upon themselves to say, hey, nobody's interacting with me. I want to do something, so let me flick this stick up in the air.
Self-entertainment is wonderful.
Yes, I love dogs that self-entertain. So then if you're doing something, you're on your laptop, whatever, the dog's bored, rather than being destructive, that's a dog that's going to find a toy and start flicking it up in the air and playing with him.
Himself.
And she likes dogs that do that. Once again.
There's a joke on that. Let me just put it out there. Cassie always laughs at me. I've made many mistakes on saying to people,
social media.
I like to play with balls, and before I say like tennis
No,
balls,
you say ball.
yeah. So there's your joke,
Oh,
and I also
goodness.
said to poor Craig with Miha, his dog looks like my dog. Her name's Izzy, but her nickname is Poop. Yes, Poop. And I said to him, and he had no idea that the dog's nickname was that. And I said, "Oh my gosh, you look like my Poop." And needless to say, I think he was terrified.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, let's get back on track. We don't have much more time here, so another thing to look for is let me just mention this real quick is if you have a dog approach you and then orient its rear end towards you, wagging its tail, that rear end orientation is like a real nice sign that you've got a pretty friendly dog, people oriented dog. If it's a bully breed and you're interested in it, test it with other dogs too. Just look at that, look at the aggression level there and see if it's something that you can deal with or not. Again, that's something that should be done with the kennel staff present, unless you're experienced. I'm not telling you to go do this for your average lay person out there. But what else?
I have a question for you. Do you encourage foster to adopts? Or do you feel like you should be able to know from like seeing it in the kennel, you know? I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts or feelings on that?
Well, the thing is that in a perfect world, the evaluating should already be done.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to take the dog out to test it further.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with them not being evaluated, is that I don't feel comfortable. Well, except for him, like I can do just by watching body language, but some people don't know how to read dogs' body language. I could tell that he was going to be great with dogs just because he's not going off while I'm walking by them. Also, he's not that bully type. And again, nothing against bullies. It's just what they're ingrained in their head to act like. It's what they've been bred for.
Yeah.
It's what they've been bred for in the past, and believe it or not, it takes many, many, many years to get rid of that, and it's not gotten rid of. Plus, they're still breeding for it. So, the bullies, I go into more thorough investigating, evaluating,
and testing. Lots of testing.
But if I want to look further, I will ask, can I take the dog home for a day? Your average public probably might not be able to do that, but ask. And if you're interested in a dog, take it to a trainer.
You train this dog.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to you. He listens to me.
Dogs listen to who work with them. What else would you like to know? You guys got to ask some questions too, and really let us know if you like this, because if as long as you're viewing it, we see that people are enjoying it, we'll keep doing it, and we'll get better at it and more interesting. We've got tons of knowledge that we're willing to share and help you folks out.
I love him.
And you can always comment down below with your questions on Facebook.
Yeah.
Send in any questions that you got, and we'll answer them.
Oh yeah, folks, we're coming to Austin.
Yeah.
We're going to be training up in Austin. March 6th will be the first group session we're going to run, and we'll be running sessions every 6 weeks. So.
And if you want to register, call or email, and we'll tell you more about it. If you're interested, call or email, and you have to leave a message if I don't pick up. But
yeah, it's pre-registration is required. You can't just show up and come into the training.
So we want to learn a little bit about your dog.
We need to know who we're going to be working, or what type of dog, and what kind of problems you may be having, or what you want to achieve.
It's going to be 6 lessons. I don't know if you said that. 6 lessons at the end.
It'll be actually be five lessons. We're going to meet for 6 weeks, but the five sessions. On the 6th week, what we're going to do is we're going to do a K9 Good Citizen test, and we're going to try and pass everybody just from working with us for 5 weeks to get the K9's Good Citizen. After that, you can go on and we can get you the K9 Urban Good Citizen. So, that's what it's geared for, is to get you guys all
6 months and up? right?
Yeah, I'd say 6 months and up. So anything younger, we'll do puppy work with you. It's just a little bit different, but we need somewhat of a maturity level with the dogs to start, formal basic training.
Yep. Anything else to add to your reviewing and evaluating?
I hope I'm not forgetting anything.
There is a lot. I mean, there's a lot more we'd look at, and sometimes dogs will present certain behaviors that we need to address. I mean, is the dog, like Lisa mentions, is it chasing his tail? Is it, eating on its tail? Is it chasing shadows? The fear is a big one. Anxiety.
Yeah, do not go with fear. A lot of people think that fear is cute. Oh my gosh, the puppy came up to me.
Yeah,
He came up to me.
from the back of the corner.
It's meant to be.
A lot of times.
No, go away.
A lot of times, if the
walk away.
dog's genetics are strong enough, they'll overcome it. That's why we love dogs. One of the reasons is they can recuperate very quickly from a lot of things in the past, but they live in the present. You can move forward a lot of times, but fear is not a good one, especially with the fear aggression. And we have so many people thinking that the fear aggression is protection. The dog's trying to protect me, and believe me, the dog's not trying to protect me. If he's got his tail tucked and he's lunging, and then when somebody approaches, he runs behind you. There's no protection whatsoever. It's called fear avoidance and fear aggression. So, be aware of that stuff. It's you can pick who you want. If you want to try and work through with it, that's fine. But again, we're just trying to give you some tips on to get the best dog. Give him a good home, but also cause you the least amount of problems. And having a dog you can enjoy and live with without the stresses that an animal can cause for you. Dog should not be a stressor. It should lower our blood pressure and get us out there more and interacting and enjoying his company. I'm trying to think. There is so much to this topic. I think that between the three of us, we spend sometimes 2-3 hours going back and forth and exchanging stories and knowledge and stuff. There's so much involved. But I hope you can take some of these tips. Just remember too that sometimes volunteers are not professional canine people. They don't have the experience to really understand. They're very good people and they're very necessary and they mean well. You will find some volunteers that are experienced in no canine behavior, but not everyone. Some are dog walkers, so they're not going to really be able to give you the information that you would need to fit a dog into your family, into your lifestyle. So you've got to come in with a little bit of knowledge. And like Lisa said, do your homework, know what kind of dog you're looking for before you go, even what sex you want. There's a preference. There's differences between the males and the females, and research and learn a little bit about that. Females are generally a little softer, a little more appeasement. They're generally quicker to react as a guard dog, and bark when somebody comes. The males can be a little stronger, a little more stubborn, a little headstrong at times, but you can work through both of them. We love our dogs. It's just
stay away from the aloof dogs.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a fan of. I don't generally trust aloof dogs. They won't show you their true personality until you really get to know them, and you're probably not gonna like it. They keep their secrets hidden.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like a dog that just shows me all they have to offer.
Like this guy.
There he is. That's what he is.
All right.
He's
So
cool.
the wind's picking up, so we're gonna cut this short or call it off, whatever.
Yeah. All right, folks. Please get on. Like us. Communicate with us. If we get some more ideas from you, we'll address them, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, I hope everything's good. Have a happy day. Work with your dog. Have some fun with your dog, and
train it.
Yeah, enjoy this beautiful weather. And we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.